All right, so Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. All right, that came out. I don't even have the date. It was recently, right? Like two. Oh, thank you. May 22nd, 2025. That really came in handy. Um, it is. It cost an enormous amount of money. It's reportedly one of the 20 most expensive movies ever made.
I thought the
And
number might be lower, like one of the five most expensive
well,
movies ever.
we don't know the exact numbers, so that might be affecting things. Like it was reported at $300 million, but then like I read articles in like the Hollywood Reporter that implied it was probably closer to $400 million.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
Yeah, which is outrageous.
yeah. I remember
I remember
Pirates did that in like 2005. So,
I'll always remember Titanic was the highest gross, the most expensive movie ever made at $200 million when that came
whoa,
out.
every movie costs that now.
I know. That's nothing
But
now.
now that's like 300 million today, probably.
Yeah, yeah. So far it's done 451.9 million at the worldwide box office, which is like great, but like shitty for how
That's
expensive it
how much it
was.
costs.
Yeah, yeah. It's number six at the American box office. I wrote it down because number seven's Final Destination, number six is Mission Impossible. And so I wrote down the top five at the American box office so far this year.
Captain America.
That's number four.
I honestly forgot what came out.
All
You'll
right.
have to
Number
tell me.
five is
Mickey
Thunder.
17.
Number five is well, that's not in the top 10. Number five is Thunderbolts. Number four is Captain America. Number three is Sinners,
Oh yeah.
which has done extraordinarily well. Number two is Lilo and Stitch, which was released the same
That just
day as
came
Mission
out.
Impossible. Yeah, I know.
Oh my god.
And number one is a Minecraft movie.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I should have known. That was way under my radar.
That's where we're at.
That's crazy. Well, we're waiting for Minecraft movie too, and then we'll come
Yeah,
in.
we'll totally cover Minecraft.
It'll be very fun.
I don't know anything about Minecraft.
No?
What do you like build shit? Is it like The Sims?
Yeah. Sorry,
It
I got
is?
distracted. I was thinking about Richard Linklater for some reason. Why was I doing that?
I don't know. What's
I think
happening?
you said maybe think about Richard Linklater, and then started thinking about Mike White. I don't know what just happened. Yeah, you build stuff. You dig underground, you dig tree, you break trees, and you get wood. You can build stuff. You get diamonds underground. You fight
What
dragons.
are those green guys? Where are the dragons come in?
You go to the Nether or the. I'm forgetting what all the worlds are. There, when you go to the end of the game, you fight a dragon. That's how you beat the game.
You
You have to
can
like
beat that game?
you can beat it. Yeah, you have to shoot like its eggs off the tower and then beat the dragon. Like defeat its shield systems and then beat the dragon. It's pretty fun. I've done it.
You play Minecraft?
Oh yeah, a
What
long
about
time.
Roblox?
Never once.
Okay.
If you showed me a photo, I wouldn't even be able to tell you if that was Roblox. I don't know what it's about or anything. I
I
know
feel the
kids love
same
it.
way. I really only know Minecraft because of the store I worked in. We had some
Right.
like Minecraft
The green
merchandise.
guys you asked, those are creepers. They blow up if they get too close. If they get too close, you'll start hearing in your headset like hissing sound, and that's when you know you have to run in a
Oh
certain
shit.
direction. You better hope you pick the right direction because that creeper is about to blow up right on you. So get away, and it'll blow up all the sand or dirt around you. So if it blows up in your house, it'll blow up your house a little bit.
Oh no.
Yeah, so you better hope you're like out
That's
in the
the
middle of
whole
the desert.
purpose of the thing, right? You got to build houses and shit.
No, you can do it just like if your only mission is to defeat the dragon, you can do that.
Really?
You don't have to build a house at all. You can just
I
run
th-
around with like
I
a
thought so
chest.
much of that game was like building a little world around
You
you.
can. There's different missions, just like in life. If you want to not have
Just like
fun,
Mission Impossible.
if you want to not have fun in your life and just have missions, I gotta do this, do that, do this, do that. You can do that, or you can watch movies all the time.
That's what we both chosen.
Yeah, it's probably not the right way to do things.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're not really succeeding.
No, no, we need to change our strategy. But
Yeah.
that's Minecraft.
Okay. So Mission Impossible, this is the eighth one. We've got Christopher McQuarrie, he's back. He's been with us for the whole second half of this franchise from 5 to 8,
Wow.
and he's
The
directing and
Justin Lin.
co-writing with a fellow named Eric Jendrison. And yeah, here we are. What'd you think of
I liked it.
it? Good, thanks. Me
Were
too. All right,
you?
we'll be back next week.
Well, I didn't love all of it. Like I said, I had a lot of complaints. There's so many different like MacGuffin type things. Like
Yeah,
there's that
and there's
key.
so much exposition. Like there
Yeah.
are so many scenes of just characters explaining to other characters like where we're at right now in the story.
Even more than the typical Mission Impossible
Oh,
movie.
way more.
Yeah, like not good at a certain point, I thought.
No, it's probably the worst paced Mission
Yeah,
Impossible
that's a good
movie.
point.
And but I'm not going to complain too much because I was genuinely invested in the story the entire time.
Yeah.
Um so like the exposition was helping me along to be fair.
Right.
Um but yeah, so it's continuing off from the last one where like the universe has been taken over by like an AI module, the entity,
Right.
and
I don't
and
like love him, Isai Morales. I don't think he's a great villain.
I
He
don't.
bores me.
I completely agree, and I think Isai Morales is actually a really good actor, but not as like the main villain in an action movie.
Anyway, we had him two in a row.
He doesn't have that kind of charisma. And did you know that this was originally supposed to be Nicholas Holt?
Really?
Yeah, Nicholas Holt was going to be this character in these last two Mission Impossible movies, and there was some sort of scheduling thing,
Probably
and
Superman. He's making Superman.
oh, very true. Yeah, probably was Superman, and he ultimately gets recast by with Isai Morales, and I think it's not a great choice.
No, yeah, he would have been great. Why not just do I think Shea Wiggum, make him Isai Morales. That'd be fun.
I would agree with that. Although I thought the moment where Shea Wiggum like finally like gave in and like appreciated Ethan at the end and like they shook each other's hands, like that was a really
But
effective
that was like it
moment.
was like a fake out where he like you thought he was gonna shoot him with
I
his
know.
gun, and then he turned it over. I was like, what the hell is that?
I liked it.
But maybe you can't make Shea the because maybe he has to be like a physical match to Hunt, and Shea
Mm.
Wiggum's not really that. Maybe Justin Thoreau.
Oh, that would be
He's
great.
my pick whenever I have to think of somebody to replace somebody. I want Justin Thoreau.
I do think Justin Theroux's an underused
He
actor.
really is.
Hmm.
What was he in? Oh, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. He was really funny in that.
I
Maybe
mean,
John Bernthal. Bring him in.
the leftovers, he's incredible. And
Yeah, I gotta finish that.
but yeah, John Bernthal is also very
He's
good.
busy doing he did the accountant too, right?
Yeah, and he showed up as the Punisher on the latest season of Daredevil.
Right. Well, he has his own show, doesn't he? Oh, you just mean
Yeah,
he that's what he'd done recently.
the new Daredevil show, I feel like, is like just gonna be the Netflix Marvel show.
Oh, interesting.
So like this season, Daredevil and Punisher were on. I read that in season 2 they're bringing in Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
So
What happened to that show? That was so hot when it came out.
I know the first season of that is fucking incredible. The problem was the second season was not as good. Like they had a great story for the first season and they used it.
Yeah. Sometimes they do that.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. But
Um.
yeah,
All
we're
right.
after the key. Remember the key that
Yes.
scissors each other?
Crucifix key.
That's my favorite key. That's my favorite thing about that key. And there's something the Podkova. There's just so many things going on.
A lot of MacGuffins.
So much. But we'll skip all that. By the way, the title thing came in like 45 minutes into the movie, and there were groans in the theater. In my theater,
Really?
people did not like that.
I gotta say, my theater was into this movie.
They were mostly into it, but when that came out, people were like, "Really? Like, how is that possible?"
Did you get the thing with Tom Cruise where he was like, I love the theater experience. Thank you for coming to see this film in
No,
theaters the way it was meant to be seen.
I got his
I
ex-wife Nicole Kidman saying something similar.
well, I got her too, but then like right after Tommy showed up on just as himself and was just
Wow,
like,
no Chris.
guys, welcome to the theater. This is how you gotta see Mission Impossible. We really thank you for showing up.
Wow. No, I didn't get that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That sucks. I remember when the Incredibles 2 came out, it was like Brad Bird, like,
I remember
man, this
that
meant a
too.
lot to me. Thanks for being here. And I was
Former
like,
Mission
you're
Impossible
welcome.
director Brad Bird.
True, true. Great job.
Hmm.
What's he doing now? I think he's making Incredibles 3. Are they doing that?
I have no
That ended
idea.
on a cliffhanger. Like, we got to do Incredibles 3. We're dropping Violet off at her date. Let's do it. All right. But Luther is here. He's like dying.
Oh, he dies right away. I was so sad. You
Yeah.
know, like we killed off Elsa in the last movie, which was a bummer.
Oh, she got stabbed.
Yeah.
I
And
think that was
now
her request. I got to make other shit.
maybe, but now we're killing off Luther. I'm like, fuck. And then when we got to like Benji, when they reveal like at the end of the movie, he's got that like wound in his stomach.
Right.
I was like, no, you
Yeah.
cannot do this to me.
I felt the same
You
way.
you
Can't kill
can't
Benji.
kill Benji and Luther in the same movie. I will not allow it.
No, he was awesome in
And
this movie. I thought Benji. He like really took a step up. Like
fucking
anytime
fantastic.
Cruz isn't around, like he steps up huge.
Watching the development of Benji from Mission Impossible 3 to this movie is such a great character arc.
Honestly, I felt the same way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember thinking in Fallout he might die. He has like a fight and he's like being hung in
Yes,
Fallout.
I
I was
recall
like, oh,
that.
this is
Yeah,
intense. I was like, but no, what a legend, Simon Pegg.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, he does die, Luther. But he makes us this thing called the poison pill, whatever the fuck that
And
was.
he leaves us a nice voiceover for the end of the
Oh,
movie.
I knew you'd love that.
Yeah.
I'm dead now, but I'm still here.
But I've got some words of wisdom for you.
Yeah, real Scream 3 vibes.
Yeah.
We get I didn't like Ethan goes in like a VR chamber at one point. And we spend like
Oh,
10 minutes of like just Tom Cruise like reacting to stuff.
yeah, that's not great. You can cut
That was
that.
probably the worst part, honestly. That was so stupid.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, so Luther's dead. We run into this guy Don Lowe from the first movie. I loved him. He was great. I loved his wife. He seemed so happy.
Yeah, yeah. So we have to go to this like Arctic island where there's like a communications tower or whatever. And it turns out it's the dude who like built the security system from the first movie who like walks into the scene
Finds the
right
knife.
after like fucking Tom Cruise does the thing on wires.
You guys know it. You've seen the movie.
Yeah, yeah, everyone's that's the one thing people remember from that fucking movie.
There's
Um
more stuff. The train
the
part.
train, I guess that's the other thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was so impressed by that. I love shit like that.
Yeah.
If you're going to do a franchise for 30 years, do shit like that. You know, use the longevity. Use how long you've been on these screens to make the stakes higher.
Right. I
Do
like
that.
that. But a few of the other callbacks as we talked about the just the date on the piece of paper I thought was so cheap and like
Fair, but I actually liked the use of the J.J. Abrams MacGuffin that we never learned what it did.
right. That was cool.
I never thought we'd come back to that in the franchise.
I feel like there was another franchise recently that brought something back from a movie that wasn't important otherwise, but then they brought something back from that movie that makes that movie important. And I feel like this was that. It's
Well, I
like
always
that's sort
felt
of
that way
forgotten.
about Harry Potter. Like the later books make the Chamber of Secrets more important than it was
This might be what I'm
previously.
thinking of.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was always that's good storytelling.
Yeah. I agree. I liked that. But then I didn't like the reveal that Shea Wiggum is the son of John Voight.
I don't know how I
That
felt about
was
that either.
a
That's
leap too
fair.
far.
That's fair.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah. But so after he meets Don Lowe and escapes all that, we get on the submarine with that guy from
Yeah. pretty much the movie's built around two huge action sequences that go
Oh,
on for
they're
like
so good.
45 minutes to an hour. And the first one is this one with Ethan Hunt underwater in this Russian submarine, with the Russian submarine sort of like spinning. I thought the direction of it, like Christopher McQuarrie's attention to detail with like where the water is in each
Hmm.
moment as the thing is spinning, was like really impressive.
Yeah. He's
Uh,
probably like the best like economical like action director there is.
yeah,
Macquarie.
he's up there with like uh
Who's even close? Yeah.
I was gonna say the dude who directed like the second and third Born movie. What was that guy's? Paul Greengrass.
Greengrass.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's like a
He's
few
making something
guys.
now with Matthew McConaughey. You know about that?
No, but I'll watch the shit out of it.
Okay, I'll look it up. Um, yeah, what happened next? Oh, back to the Benji thing. Oh, by the way, the Sevastopol. That's like the name of that big thing. But we met that guy from that show you love.
What?
Uh, he has the mustache. He works with
Oh, Nick Offerman.
no, I mean that's a fair guess. Tramel Tillman.
Oh, from Severance. Yeah,
Yes, from
yeah. I
Severance.
was so pumped he showed up, and he
People
brings
love
like the
him.
same energy he brings in Severance. He's really talented character actor. I'm glad he's getting movie work now. I honestly like the casting of like the sort of military people. They use all people from like TV shows,
Yeah.
and it's it's really well cast. Like from Nick Offerman to Holt McCallany from Mindhunter, who gets a great death scene near the end, um, to
Waddingham. Well, she's
Hannah
barely in it.
Waddingham from Ted Lasso to Trammell Tillman.
I
Like
think we need
they're
more movie stars.
I don't know. I like if you've got a Tom Cruise who's like an ultimate movie star,
Hmm.
fill out the rest of the cast with character actors from television. Go ahead. I mean, this was sort of a strategy for a little while. Like if you go back and watch like Argo, like
Argo,
every
fuck yourself.
or Argo, fuck yourself. Every supporting character beyond Ben Affleck is from like television. If you go
Yeah.
back and watch
Clea
like
Duvall.
Zero Dark 30, everyone except Jessica Chastain is from like a TV show.
Yeah. It's like the
It's
Friday Night Lights coach, Chris Pratt.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
That's
And
fair.
I like that strategy. Like there's a whole ecosystem of great character actors that aren't getting movie work. Like
But
throw
I
them in a movie.
missed like the days of Rebecca Ferguson and Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, fair. But those days are long gone. Philip Seymour Hoffman's been dead for a while.
Don't remind me.
I know.
But I love the sub part was very cool. It was very long, so quiet. Like I feel like you could have heard like a candy wrapper fall out of somebody's pocket
Yeah.
in that scene.
But
Everyone
my
was on the edge of
theater
their
was
seat.
super invested. Yeah.
Same. Yeah, exactly. And yeah,
So yeah, that's like the one big sequence, and then the other one is the biplane sequence near the end.
oh my god. Yeah. I I was getting complaints in the theater.
What do you mean?
People were like, "Is that guy having an orgasm over there? What's going on?" That's what people were thinking about me during that scene.
Oh, really?
I was
Yeah.
making too much noise. They were
Were
like,
you having an orgasm?
"No, no, no, no." I was just enjoying it a lot.
Were your pants dry by the end of the movie?
No, but that was just because I peed because it was so damn long.
Well,
I couldn't wait.
I did pee. I didn't Final Destination I sat through. Mission Impossible I did get up and pee once.
During this one,
Yeah. It was when
I
he was
didn't.
on when he was on the submarine with Trammell Tillman. There was the
Too much
sequence I
water.
felt I was like there's going to be a lot of exposition in this sequence, and
Oh,
I feel like I know what's happening.
did you? He killed somebody at one part. He fought in
I
his
saw that.
boxers.
I saw that. It was when they were explaining. I went to pee when they were explaining that suit to him. Like you're going to need to have this much
Okay.
air. I was like, I don't need to know. This is fine.
Yeah, who cares about that? You
Yeah,
just come in. He's wearing a suit. You deal with it.
yeah.
That was fun. He gets out and they have to like put him in a decompression chamber. I loved Haley Atwell doing the CPR on him. What'd you think about that scene?
I loved it too. Haley Atwell is so charming in these fucking movies.
Yeah. By that, do you mean you liked her boobs in that scene? Is that what you're talking
I
about?
I did notice that her boobs were very prominent during that scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every shot was just boobs right in the camera. Being
I mean,
resurrected by
that would
boobs.
revive me too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
basically their point.
Listen, if I'm dead and Haley Atwell wants to stick her boobs in my face, I'll live. That's fine.
Yeah, that would do the trick.
Mhm.
Um, Back to Benji though. Benji, he gets hurt in a scuffle. We just talked about this, talking about um Wonderfalls, the pilot of Wonderfalls, where the guy puts the pin in his throat to like
Right.
survive his allergy.
Oh
He
yeah,
has
it
to
was
do
sort
this
of
here.
exactly that. Yeah, you're
They're
right.
like, put the thing in his fucking throat. It's the same thing. Very cool. But the plan is actually couldn't quite follow the plan, but we do the plane thing, and then at a certain point we have to take off the thing, and that's Haley
Yeah,
Atwell's
you
role
have
because she's
100 milliseconds to do it. And so yeah, you got her working on that. Palm Clementif trying to revive Benji,
she was good
and
too.
she's great, yeah. And you got the one from the first movie out there with his wife trying to deal with the bomb,
With Greg
um,
Tarzan
along with
Davis.
Greg Tarzan Davis, the LVP of the movie.
For
I
some reason.
I think this guy is a menace.
Really? Why do you
Yeah,
think that?
yeah.
I've seen him in like
He,
three movies.
he sucks. He's a bad actor. And
Oh no.
I first saw him on Grey's Anatomy, and I was like, this guy sucks. I never expected to see him in movies after that. All right,
Fair.
he stood out
Cruz
as a
loves
bad
him though.
actor on Grey's Anatomy, which is a fucking show that has a bunch of bad actors on it.
Right. He was in
And
11 episodes of that, by the way.
yeah, yeah. And then he fucking shows up in Mission Impossible. I did not remember him from the last one, but apparently he was in that.
And
And
another Cruise movie, he was in Top Gun
Top
Maverick.
Gun. I know. I know.
Wow.
And you know when they were doing when they were on the that like ship in the ocean, like the HW Bush,
Yeah.
whatever. I was like, are they going to have Ethan Hunt like run into Maverick?
What?
I wondered that.
Daniel. Uh, you've been doing this podcast too long. You're thinking way too much about franchises. That would be something they would do. That's crazy you thought about that.
I know.
Oh my god. Wow.
But anyway, Greg Tarzan Davis, this guy, I mean, he's showing up in a lot now, and he's just bringing things down.
Well, maybe he won't have a career outside of Cruise movies.
He's
You won't have to
such a
deal with him
bad
so much.
actor. There's a couple moments in this movie he has to like sell like huge moments where it's like, can we make it to that door in time? And
Can I ask
like,
you about that reveal? That was so weird to me. Me and Tim sort of talked about this, where they're like, "Yeah, we got to make it," and then it's revealed like we see that the husband and wife made it, the guy from the first movie, and then it's
yeah.
revealed that he made it. It's like if the wife is making it from there to the door, obviously Greg Tarzan Davis is making it. That was such a weird
That didn't
reveal
even
to me.
occur to me. But it's also like once we see the wife made it, I don't care about anything. I don't give a shit if Greg Tarzan Davis is alive or
Right.
dead. Like I want that couple to stay together. They had such a nice little relationship.
Life.
I loved the moment on the plane where Tom Cruise apologizes to that guy for like ruining his life, and he's like, "Listen, if you
You got
didn't
me my
quote
wife.
unquote ruin my life, I never would have met the love of my life. Like
That was beautiful.
I'd be I'd think I was happy, but I wouldn't be as happy as I am now. So if anything, thank you."
Yeah.
And
That's really
I
nice.
thought that was such a sweet moment.
I agree. That was such a good idea, I thought, to bring that guy back. He's
Yeah,
such a they show him in like every movie too. Like in every movie, we got to show the knife. The guy walking in and
because
finding the
it's the
knife.
most memorable fucking thing in the whole franchise. Like I think like
It might
if
be.
when Tom Cruise dies, the moment they're gonna show in his like Oscar reel from the Mission Impossible franchise is that.
He's not gonna die. He's OT level 9 or whatever.
Yeah, I listen. I know he's telekinetic, and he has ties to
So it's not gonna happen.
many extraterrestrials, but I mean, he may pass away someday.
I think it would have happened. He would have fallen off the plane.
Well, I mean, he'll be resurrected again in someone else's body, the way L. Ron Hubbard is. Do you know that every Scientology building has an office for L. Ron Hubbard? That's just an empty office for when he gets resurrected.
Is that real?
That's real.
Whoa. I can't even imagine. That's awesome.
I know. All right, what do you give it?
Well, the planes thing was just honestly might have been the best of the whole franchise. Might have been the best sequence of the entire
It's up there.
franchise.
It's up there. It's in the conversation.
I was blown away. I don't know how he was fucking doing
Yeah.
that. But yeah, we saved the day. Whatever. I guess that's the end. Oh, and then we see everybody walk off into the streets of Paris or whatever.
Which I feel like we've done in previous movies. Like we've
yeah,
done
it's how they
that
all
where
end.
like we nod to the team and then we part ways.
Right. I
Yeah.
think you're right about that. But it worked. It was a good send off. No, I
Yeah.
saw somebody on Twitter. They were like, I saw somebody back of somebody's head, and they were like, "This is Ilsa.
Oh
She's
my
alive.
God.
I know this is her."
Get out of here.
Funny. But
I give it a nice 4.
I'm gonna trade a 3 and a 4.
I understand that.
I'd go 4. It's just
Okay.
some of the best action shit you'll ever see.
And while my LVP is Greg Tarzan Davis, I feel like with these Mission Impossible movies, you can't not have Tom Cruise as your MVP.
I agree.
He is just bringing everything to these fucking movies.
Absolutely. But I think the other two that sort of made a run at it, Peg
Yeah.
and honestly, Tremel Tillman was so good. And the theater I was in loved him. Every line he said got such a reaction.
Yeah.
People were so on board. We
He's
didn't talk about Angela
fantastic.
Bassett.
Angela Bassett's really fucking good in this movie.
Now the president.
Yeah, she's great. The scene where she decides like not to press the button
Mm-hmm.
and like is really good. And then the payoff later when she sees her son in the line of
Oh, I
soldiers.
cried. I remember crying to that part.
Yeah, it's
She's
really
good.
it's beautiful shit.
I felt it at the beginning, like them setting it up. I was like, "Oh, this is so fucking cheap." And then at the end, she got me, and it was
I
just
know.
like her
Same.
doing it. I was like, "God damn it!"
Mm.
She is very good. Yeah, Charles Parnell. Apparently Carrie
Who's that?
Always. Charles Parnell. I think he was in like the last one, maybe. Oh, he was in Top Gun Maverick, and the last one. So another cruise guy. Anyway. Katie O'Brien from she was in the ship. She was in the Navy what do you call those things?
Oh,
She was in Love Lies Bleeding.
She's the one with the short hair.
Yes, Love from Love Lies Bleeding.
Yeah, she's so striking on screen. Like you really
Yeah,
can't keep your eyes off her when
she looks like a wrestler or something.
yeah.
I guess that's why she was in Love Lies Bleeding. Isn't that a wrestling movie?
Right. Well, it's a bodybuilding movie, which is
Bodybuilding.
same thing. Yeah. She's really good. She's gonna be a star.
Yeah, I really liked her. She'll be the next Gina Carano. Oh wait, that didn't really.
Well, you know, if she's a decent person, she can be the Gina Carano we wanted Gina Carano to be.
Gina really dropped the ball. What a bad job by Gina.
Yep.
Ranking time.
Yeah. Okay. So here. I'll give
I
you
don't feel
mine.
good about mine.
I don't necessarily either, but like I like pretty much every Mission Impossible movie except for the fucking John Woo one.
I
So
feel like that one's probably good if you go back and watch it again.
you might be right.
I want to do that. I want to watch it all again.
So here's my ranking. I do it Fallout number 1,
Mm-hmm.
then the last one second, this one third.
Wow.
All right. So the last 3 I think are the best 3.
I love it.
And then after that, number 4 is the J.J. Abrams Mission Impossible 3, which
Okay.
becomes very important in this movie. After for number 5, the De Palma original.
Mm-hmm.
For number 6, I have GoPro, Ghost
Mhm.
Protocol. Then number 7, Rogue Nation, and the worst is the John Woo.
Okay. I think I just like Ghost Protocol more than you. I think it was because that one like really resurrected it and made me want to
A
go back to the franchise.
lot of people like that one more than I do. Like to me, I thought 3 was great, and then Ghost Protocol was a slight letdown, which
Interesting.
is not really the reaction that most people had.
No, no,
Yeah.
not at all. So I will go Fallout. What do we call the last one? Dead Reckoning? It's no part one anymore. It's just
Yeah,
Dead
Dead
Reckoning.
Reckoning.
Ghost Protocol, MI3, MI, De Palma. This one,
You have this one so far apart from the first part.
yeah, they fucked it.
Okay.
They fucked it up. This it should have been one movie.
All
This
right.
is like one of the worst examples of that, honestly. If
I
this
don't
should have
think
been one
so.
3 hour long movie,
The worst example of that's Hunger Games.
could that have been a good movie though?
Yes.
This could have been the best movie ever. I'm not kidding. Like that would have been like from a one to a
I
two.
think I think this one has a legitimately different tone to the last one, and it justifies being its own movie.
No, it does. And the quiet, the I keep forgetting what these under the submarine, that the submarine part where it was so quiet, that's unlike
Yeah.
anything that's ever been in a Mission Impossible movie. That's
Yeah.
so worth it.
Agreed.
I think. But yeah, 6, 7, 4, 3, 1, 8, 5, 2.
Okay.
So um yeah. That is Mission Impossible. They're done.
Hey,
They're never gonna
what
make
are
any
we
more.
doing next week? Did you talk to your brother?
Yeah, we're gonna do well, I don't know the order, but
We're okay with
we are gonna
we're
do what he said,
okay. We're gonna all right.
but I don't know what they are.
So this involved a lot of uh arguments.
Yeah, but first I want to say the Paul Greengrass movie with Matthew McConaughey is called The Lost Bus, about the California campfires. Apparently, he says
Interesting.
wrong in California's campfire, the nation's deadliest wildfire in a century, and it's about a bus
Hmm.
driver, I guess. So, but anyway, America Ferrera from the
Well,
pants.
yeah, the sisterhood. All right, so we're starting the Mummy next week, guys, and it's you know, all right. Well, I've been putting off doing this forever because people just want to hear us talk about the Brendan Fraser ones,
Yeah,
and I understand that, but it's breaking precedence with the show. There's all these mummy movies from like the 1940s, and it's always frustrated me, and I never wanted to do the Brendan Fraser ones because I don't want to skip those.
mhm.
So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do those. All right. There's 5 original mummy movies from like the classic Universal Monsters series. Then there's 3 Stephen Summers series movies with Brendan Fraser. And we're also going to cover the Dark Universe one with Tom Cruise and the first Scorpion King movie, the one that came out in theaters.
That's right.
So,
By the way, weird little connection. We just talked about Peg and Butella, and then we talked about Peg and Cruz, and now we're going to talk about Cruz and Butella.
yep.
What a weird little thing
Great
there.
job. Great job.
Fucking crazy.
Um, so that's where we're gonna be for the next 5 weeks. We're gonna be talking about like some dude wrapped up in bandages.
That's right.
Um,
Also, I think
next,
in the past it was so daunting to us. It was seemed like so much, but we just did Star Trek. We feel like we can do anything at this
it's
point.
true.
So we're like, well,
This
what's the
is
mummy?
shorter than fucking Star Trek.
Yeah, what is that even? Who cares?
Right. So next week we're covering the first 2 Mummy films, and those are The Mummy from 1932
Love it.
and The Mummy's Hand
Awesome.
from 1940.
All right.
All right, that's what's coming next week, but we'll get to Brendan Fraser in a couple of weeks, I promise.
I am glad we're doing these because when we do like Frankenstein and all that other stuff, we're gonna have to do all the old stuff too.
Of course,
Dracula.
agreed.
So
Yeah.
I do think it's worth it.
Okay, thank you for saying that because there's been a little friction behind
Well, it
the
was just
scenes of the
like
franchise.
it wasn't either of our choice. I didn't want to like add on more stuff.
No, agreed. Like
But it makes sense.
what it was that Logan's brother won fantasy basketball this season, and
Mhm.
the winner gets to pick the next franchise, and he picked the Brendan Fraser Mummy movies. And because I'm me, an obsessive completist who invented this ridiculous show, I want to do the old ones. So there
Yeah.
was some discussion about whether we can skip those or not, and I didn't want to. And so we're just gonna go ahead and fucking do it.
Right. So,
Yeah.
but we're gonna be splitting them up, right? Is it we're doing the Mummy in one episode and then the Mummy Returns in a separate episode with Tomb of the Dragon Emperor? And then it's oh no, wait,
Yeah,
because I'm forgetting
I'll
Scorpion
I'll
King
I'll
is in there
tell you
somewhere.
I'll tell you how it is. It's
Yeah, tell me.
Mummy and Mummy's Hand next week. The second week will be the Mummy's Tomb and the Mummy's Ghost. The third week will be the Mummy's Curse and the Mummy, the Brendan Fraser one.
Okay.
The fourth week will be the Mummy Returns and the Scorpion King.
That'll be fun.
And then the fifth week will be the Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, and the Dark Universe, Tom Cruise, the Mummy.
And you'll tell us a fun story about Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, right?
Oh yeah, I got raped that night.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna wait for the next episode. But yeah, the very memorable story.
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
that your birthday?
It was my birthday. Yeah, I saw that on my birthday.
Crazy.
Um, all right, gang. So come back next week with all your bandages on, and thanks for listening. We'll come back with some franchise updates before long because there's a lot of shit coming out right now.
It's true.
Yeah. All right. Hate one another.